Good afternoon and happy Tuesday, leaders. I wanted to take a moment and send out some clarity and some changes around our model reading and writing data points in SGG. So earlier in the year, we talked about our school focus of writing for our school-wide SGG. So thinking about by the end of the 2018-2019 school year, 100% of your Karen Connect class showing growth by at least one level of meaning and development. So emphasis on growth in the writing process. We also talked about the reason for this focus being preparing our kids for 21st century skills. So we have heard time and time again that one of the skills that employers are looking for as we partner with community is the ability to communicate verbally and written, and thinking about written expression and its importance no matter what field it is, whether that be technical, office type of job, accounting, medical, any of those career fields, needing to make sure that students are able to articulate themselves in a written form. So with our SGG timeline, we know that we have 4 data points. We've had one for citizenship collaboration. Our second one happened last week. We have another one happening in January, and our final one in February with citizenship collaboration. So these are just checkpoints for us to see how our students are progressing. So we've learned a little bit from this process and thinking about some things that need to change. One of those things is maybe making the deadline a little bit more flexible for this first time. So I don't know if you all have heard, but the city of Bardstown moved Halloween to tonight. So we feel like if they can move Halloween, we can also move our deadline for SGGs. So your data for meaning and development for this most recent writing is due on November 9th on the tracker. So what that means is we need to have no incompletes on the tracker. So as you can see, I have some 2s on my tracker. That means those were students who did not complete their writing based upon what they started last week. So my narrative to my Karen Connect went a little something like, if you're incomplete, you need to open your Chromebook and work on that. That means that these group of students are working on this door, these group of students are working on this project, but if you have not turned in a complete model writing, then you need to make sure that you're opening that. Also, I had a conversation with my Karen Connect that said, we were 57% proficient distinguished last time. This time we're at 43. That's not good enough. Let's open those back up. You need to continue to work on that. So with November 9th as the extended deadline for this data in there, we need to see no incompletes. If you have a student that has an incomplete writing, please make sure to have them continue to work on that in your Karen Connect with this new flexibility at the time and deadline. So some things that we've learned for next data point. So we've gotten some good feedback around the process and thinking about some things that we need to change with this. So looking at changes would be next time that we do this model reading and writing data point. It was originally scheduled to be one day. In January, it's going to be the 15th and the 16th. So the amount of work will not increase, but the amount of time will increase for our students to really engage in that reading and writing and making sure that it's quality, providing space for that. Additionally, you'll notice that on that Friday, we've got a Leader Weekly set aside for model reading and shared learning. So that looks like walking through a protocol, things to look for when we're scoring these readings and writings and thinking about providing space for you all to do so. So January 15th and 16th will be our next data point, thinking about the 18th as time for scoring and going through some things to look for. So as we think about approaching our school-wide SGGs and thinking about growth in the writing process, know that it is a process. So we think about how we're using this data, why we have citizenship collaborations, why are we focusing on writing. Besides the enduring skills, we're thinking about how this integrates into our classes. So we have model reading and writing. That feeds into the data dive that we can do. I know our English teams are working on organization and language data, thinking about how we can integrate that into English classes for revision of citizenship collaborations. I know that Jessica did a really nice job of that in her English classes. And then thinking about when we're diving into this data, when we're going through the revision process, what are the implications on that, and are informing our instruction for thinking about reading and writing throughout the school. So it's easy to see a snapshot of some needs that kids might have when we think about reading and writing, enhancing that communication ability. So this is all a cycle for continuous improvement and thinking about how and what needs to happen so we can be responsive to our students' needs, and we think about building model reading and writers. So I hope you guys have a good fake Halloween tonight and a good real Halloween tomorrow. We'll be celebrating real Halloween with our Early Learning Center tomorrow at around 9:20. So looking forward to seeing a lot of those smiling faces. So have a great night. Take care of yourself, each other, in this place.